ध्यान करते हैं, आप हमारी भक्ति को संभाल में प्रेरित कीजिए। ओ गॉड, give of life, remove of pains and sorrows, bestow of happiness, creator of the universe, thou art most luminous, true and durable. We meditate on thee. Please inspire and guide our intellect in the right direction. समाज के प्रधान जी, स्वामी, दोस्त, परिवार, आज के MC, वे जितने गेस्ट हैं यहाँ पर, आप सभी को नमस्ते। और आप सभी को धन्यवाद मुझे निमंत्रण देने के लिए। और अच्छा लगता है यहाँ पर कुछ धर्म प्रकार हो, उसमें मुझे भी बुला लेते लोग तो और भी अच्छी लगती है। अब मेरा रोल क्या है, आप लोगों के समस्त धर्म प्रकार हो, लोग कभी कभी दिक्कत समझ उनमें दिक्कत होता है, सोचते हैं कि ये डॉक्टर क्या करेगा धर्म के कार्य में। I think everyone understand Hindi or I think it's speaking English. Sure, you do not.
He is the only one who can.
Okay, I'll talk in English then, yeah? It'll be easier because there's some important message that I want to pass through. So what is the bridge, or what is the importance of having rituals or ceremonies or religious or spiritual components in our life in terms of me as a doctor? Why do I think it's relevant or not, or is it a waste of time, which is a very valid question for a young person like you or our children growing up, because time is very precious now. So why would a child want to spend time when if it's really not going to give them some tangible benefit in life? So as a doctor who is a specialist as well, I look after a lot of cancer patients, so very serious diseases. I can tell you something which will resonate with why something like this is very important in life. And one of the duties that I've taken on my own self is to actually help our community and other community at a more mainstream level as well. I give a lot of my time on radio shows and other things, promoting behavior which is going to help especially the new generation that is growing up in a very highly stressed society. See, body, according to our religion, which is very highly civilized community in India, which grew literally more than 1.92 billion years ago, from which our grants or Vedas actually describe the human for this period of time in this Milky Way on this earth. So it's far beyond the 5,000 when Krishna came, or Ram in this period about 20,000, or before that Parshuram, and then about 50,000. Each of these cycles, what we call yugas, so 700 some thousand of Kali, you double it up, it's Dwapar, you double it, it's Ram, Treta, you double it up, it's Satyug, then 100 cycles happen. So that part of it we can talk later, someday in detail, how the whole timeline happens. So we are all, after Krishna's 5,000 years of tenure, we are in at most 5,000 into Kali. There's lots of time left. So the earth is not going to end very soon. If anything, it's a long, many thousands of years. So we have to survive. Well, if you're not thinking of yourself, our generations coming up. Life is changing, but rapidly changing. With that, your body, which is an expression of a very serious part of who we are, which is where religion or spirituality comes, which is the energy source, or Atma we call it, or soul or spirit. People give different names in different contexts of where they've grown. But there's a driver of this, like a car you drove here. There's a vehicle, which is this body. So the important part of it is, if the car is not serviced yearly, your car won't drive well. So just putting it at that same parallel, if you don't look after your body, how will you survive? Don't you get sick? So a lot of the sicknesses that's happening is actually because we are not looking after our body, but we are changing our kitchen every 3 years. We are obviously changing our cars very very rapidly, quickly as the new model comes. But the most important part of us is what we aren't actually looking after it. The thing about this body is, the whole body, including your heart muscle, your brain cell, is replaced every year. So the person that you were last year is not the person you are here. But just the nature of who you are, you think you are the same person. No, every cell has been changed, has been replaced. So what I'm trying to say and fit these sessions and make it understanding for young people, why it's important is the mind, which is very abstract form of our body. So there's Atma, spirit we talked about, and the physical body. But there's a bridge there. The bridge is our mind. So brain is an organ, but mind, you don't know where you can localize it. So the medium between the body and the mind is the thought process. So thought process is the master. And if you don't look after your thought processes, it is what will destroy this body. So all the mantras, all the puja part, everything that is done is actually an attempt to streamline our thought processes. So we call either tamasic, rajasic, or sattvic. And that applies to every phase of our life. So food, tamasic, fridge food, date food, chilled food, heat it and eat it. Tamasic, very low level, inertia, your behavior, where you are, we topic. Rajasic, too much chanchal part, like too much chili or high, those kind of food. Sattvic, purity of it, like. So every aspect of that applies to your life. But the thing about your mind is, mind jaisa khana waisa an waisa man bolte loग. It's very simple, but people forget what they are saying even. But it has got humongous amount of meaning to it. जैसे खाइयो वैसे मन होई, literally. So dharam, yajna, Ramayana, Gita, Chet, whatever, the attempt is very good. What they are trying to teach is a method or a behavior which eventually will make you healthy. But the message, the medium has become quite dull over years of what we are doing in a repetitive manner. Because the society bases everything now on validation or evidence or science. So one of the reasons why I involve myself is because I can do that, because I have the knowledge of the other side of your body, which is really sick level of a person. Either at mind level, young people are committing suicide. This country, 80% of young people are depressed, 90% have anxiety. So can we seriously call this is an advanced society? Fleshy things doesn't mean you are actually advancing. Our village would have been much better, where kids were healthier at a mind level with little material things. So this fakeness of how we judge people and success is actually very detrimental to the young generation. So one of the things that we need to do with prayer, and why I'm here again, is I want to help children, especially young people, understand without having something which is looking after your mind and your spirit level, it's very hard to look after your body. And the body's expression comes in form of mainly what happens, what we call is the immune system gets dysfunctional. So immune system is basically the army of our body. And it's very dependent on the bacteria that lives in our tummy. So we have about 38 trillion bacteria in the tummy. And that can only live if you have sattvic foods. If you have Coke, if you have soda, if you have carbonated drinks, if you have alcohol, if you have refined food, if you have KFC, all this, you are destroying the bacteria. We are dependent on these bacteria of our tummy. 99% of the illnesses are related to those things. So there again, dharam comes in. What we learn, ahimsa, meaning non-violence towards other stuff, ethical, moral aside. This is science. This is your body. Look after your bacteria. Look after your body. If you don't want to believe in a religion or ideology, so but you want to look after your health. So the bacterial population is essential. So the immune system now at the moment we have got rid of. This is called concrete jungle. Yeah. Most of it, if we measure, if you are not careful, our bacteria, more than 50% are not there. These bacteria are essential in maintaining, preventing you from diabetes, heart disease, cancers, Alzheimer's, all these dementia, all these diseases which is now rapidly increasing everywhere. So I'm not trying to scare, but fact is very important to put in context of why something like a dharmic practice is very important. It should be in every family's home. And that's why our sages, Rishi Munis, they could see far ahead what would happen. And they made sure there were practices that the families like this you are doing, I really, really enjoy. And I really, like you as a young boy trying to do Havan and, dedicating your time, the people who are here, because this is what is going to help you, your generation, next generation. Not a doctor, I will make a lot of money. If seriously, doctors, one KFC, one McDonald's employs 1,000 hospital staff. Do you know the economics of it? 2 cardiologists, 200 nurses, physiotherapists, they're all directly. So government has no intention to actually do anything. They have their own economic models based on these things. It's your responsibility. So knowledge is power. So my job is to just share knowledge. Don't take it in a manner that I'm a doctor standing here trying to scare you. No, I'm trying to actually share some very important knowledge that this practice that we are doing, we have to maintain for the sake of our generations to come, because cancer, I'm feeling very sorry for Fiji Indians now. It's like suddenly there was none 20 years ago, and now our people are getting at the same rate as people in this country, which is every 1 in 9 women is getting breast cancer, every 1 in 1 in 10 is getting prostate cancer, colon cancer, pet cancer. Every week I'm busy trying to help those families who are getting cancer. And cancer, again, I say, is associated with your diet, your lifestyle, stress. And stress buster is the best way to bust your stress is actually doing puja part. There's no other way. So bhakti, other things. So I'll just, is it time? You have time? I can talk for 5 more minutes, or I can close as well.
No.
Yeah.
Continue. We want
You want to listen, then I can keep talking.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't want to, pressure.
No.
So immune system is very important. Okay. And 70% of our immune system is in our tummy. Lymph nodes and other things are 30%. 50% of the good feeling hormones called serotonin, dopamine, all these things are produced in your tummy. Less in your brain. So that's why there are more neurons in your tummy than in your brain. 50 trillion within your brain, 100 trillion in your tummy. So this is we have neglected it for too long. And now science, after many 200 years took Western medicine to accept this. Ayurveda had it forever, this knowledge. It's nothing new for Hindus. This knowledge is Ayurveda. But Western science, I'm talking from Western science now, only in last 15 years we started understanding. And then because we couldn't find cures and understanding cancers and dementia and all those things. So this is from Ayurveda what is coming back now. And I'm just saying, and trying to remind that this is from Hindu religion, all these things that we are talking about now. One of the person in last, since Mahabharata war happened, that somehow came and made the whole knowledge survive is Maharishi Swami Dayananda. This legacy that is happening is because of one man, and we'll know very little bit about him. We do Arya Samajis do Havans, yeah? But on today, just run in 5 minutes, his timeline of what he did is very little now. This is the 200th year of that man. So after Mahabharata, India lost lots of our sages, Rishi Munis. There was a huge gap. Mughals came, take 500 years. Europeans were there for 200 years. Our system was almost bankrupted. Mughals tried by swords, they couldn't. Alexander the Great tried, he couldn't win. British knew from the history that you can't convert Hindus or you can't win even by swords because it was tried already. What British did, and they are very intelligent and smart in that, they actually twisted our books. Lot of our books, and we don't realize, were paid by like Max Muller and them to change our Vedas into a joking book. Lots of Puranas that still Pandits read, they don't know. It was paid by British to make them into a fun-based stories. They don't know. A lot of Pandits are still reading those things. No fault. It is not our fault because we were under subjugation. So thousands of years of subjugation and a deliberate attempt to twist the knowledge made us look like laughing stock, and English knew that if we break, you want to break Hindus, you have to remove their belief system, dharma system, our Vedic Sanatan Dharma basically. They did lot, there's lots of damage still we haven't corrected, but this man came, this is 200th year, that's why I'm mentioning it. This is his 200th year. So it's very important to understand the life of this man. And I've spent more than 7 years about him, traveling to India and finding out, because I thought there was no social media, there was nothing. How come one man suddenly comes from and then brings back the Vedas? We had lost the Vedas. Max Muller had converted it into a joking book. So what this man is born in Gujarat, Tankara, 12th February 1824. Very difficult time. India was under British rule. He, from his home study, goes on to learn entire Vedas. By 14 years, he had this huge question of who is real Shiva of this world, not a person, but who is Shiva. His sister died at 16 years, his uncle died at 19 years. He decided he will remain brahmachari. His parents, he had to run away basically from him home when he was 21 years old. So most of the Arya Samajis, what they know is he met Swami Brijanand, and then what Vedas came and everything. But people don't know from 21 years of age, which was 1845 to 1816, where was Swami Dayanand? I've asked many Pandits. They have no idea what happened to him. He met Swami Brijanand in 1860. So he and Swami Brijanand was one of the only very few qualified level of person who could give you the true Vaikran or grammar or Vedic knowledge. And you couldn't just go to him like that. So that part of the life, what I have studied, is amazing and beyond any kind of anywhere I have found in my lifetime. That knowledge of what this man did, it's similar to a bit like Jesus' life is missing. Okay, in the middle portion, his 20-25 years life is missing from Bibles as well. Deliberately hidden, and I don't know deliberately hidden for this man or not, but this man, Swami Dayanand, had a rule. As long as he's alive, there shouldn't be an autobiography on his life because he doesn't want people to make him a god. So he had a condition on it to not write anything about him because otherwise we will start making people into God. So I've done this, I've written, I have followed. 1845 he leaves home. 1846 he meets Swami Purnanand Saraswati, Swami Dayanand Saraswati. He was Mool Shankar. His name was Mool Shankar Tiwari family. Then he becomes Swami Dayanand. Then he meets Yogananda Anand Saraswati, who introduces him to two yogis. Their name are Swami Shivananda Giri and Swami Jwala Prasad Puri. These are the two people through him, because his question was when he asked, he wants to know real Shiva, and when his uncle and sister died because of cholera and other things, he didn't want to die. He said, I want to forever be alive. And that, when he went to the depth of it, where do you find this knowledge? You can only find through the deepest aspect of Hindu religion, which is yogic understanding, doing deep meditation in yoga. So his life of 15 years is through Tibet, Nepal, Himalaya. I don't have time, but if you want, I've written all these things. You all, at least Arya Samajis should read this thing, because this is what I wanted to know my whole of my life growing up. How come in this difficult time this man comes, suddenly rejuvenates Hindu society, brings back Hindu religion? We were lost. We were gone for every money. Today we don't give credit to a man who saved Hinduism, 1800s. And that time when he came, Brijanand obviously gave him the knowledge, and he took this condition: you go and bring back the respect of Hindus, so that once they start feeling great about their civilization, they wouldn't convert. And then he did lots of things, as you know, education system, women's education, especially child marriage, widows to be remarried, Shuddhi movement, meaning you can bring back the Hindus that were forcefully converted to other religion. Gaur Raksha, he wrote books on why we should look after cows and things. He tried to bring, in 1857 and 1880 again, all the Hindu groups into one single group to fight, basically, British. But it didn't happen because of the subjugation, other groups didn't join. But you don't know, 90% of the independent fighters of India are Arya Samajis. But today's Arya Samajis have no spine. I've never seen, except for one or two, even speak a word to stand for. So whatever Modi is doing now, you imagine that time, how hard it was for a person like that under others' rule. And Modi is at least in a much better time, and he is not given any space and time. He's trying to rejuvenate India. It's finding very hard. He almost lost the election now. So just compare how difficult the thing was of this man. So two things I found from all that work is his belief in truth, which came from deep meditation, and second part was the Vedic knowledge, the truthful way of looking at God and its creation was his power. So his achievement has been seriously not understood by us, and we all should be talking a bit more about a man, not about his education, women's rights, and all other things that he did. That time there was no women's rights in white world even. When he was trying to bring this, there's nothing. There's no feminist movement or anything. White women didn't have the rights to vote until 1970s in say Aborigines here, or 1960s. He in 1800s was doing that, and Sati culture and other things were brought, not to Hindu culture, because of Mughals and other things. We have to understand the context of how Hinduism broke. So I'm giving credit to a man. Because of him, we are praying today. We have saved our books, and because of that, other areas of Hindu religion has survived as well. Otherwise, Gita Path, Ramayana, all others that we do would also have been gone. But this man gave back that prestige and the respect that you need to go back to it. So understand that in the context of that 1860s, only after things we know a little bit about it. So what it means, just to finish off, when you distill our religion, be it you are Sanatani or Sai Baba or Haribol or whatever, or you are forming Arya Samaj, you need to keep studying Our religion is not one book based religion. He studied, Swami Dayananda studied more than 3,000 books, wrote 60 books. He read, as I said, juvenated the whole principles of Hinduism. We have to understand the complexity of it, and finally, if you read and understand his life, what made Mool Shankara into Swami Dayananda, then we all can try to become someone like him. That is what it is. You have all this part merges into what's called your deep aspect of looking after yourself, which is breath. None of us respect our breath. If you knew only how to breathe properly, half of the illness will go. Your adrenal glands will be relaxed, stress will go. Allergies, asthma, all these things happen because extra hormones are produced by adrenal gland. But because we don't know how to use our diaphragm, we don't know how to use our diaphragm. So breath is very important. And Swami Dayananda did breathing exercise. That's why he could be underwater for half an hour. He could. So his life itself, of 16 times people tried to kill him. It's only the last time he died because of the trickery of the doctor and others. Otherwise, because of his breathing and other practices that is Hindu, which is Patanjali Yoga basically, that he describes, made him almost beyond a normal human being. So I tried to put it together by the example of what you do as RS Imajis, a man of that caliber. We should understand more, follow his way, so that you become also from Mool Shankara into someone like that, because we believe nothing, God can't come on earth, but you become God. You have to do something about it. So the basic thing is, these aspects of you will not only make you healthier, your mind control will be better, depression, anxiety, and other illnesses, but eventually it is very beneficial for children in terms of actually their intelligence, your mental activity, achieving things in life, be it wealth, health, or wisdom. So I tried to condense into something which it might actually help you understand the place of where religion and spiritual practices are in our life. So धन्यवाद आप सभी को, नमस्ते.